Hi everyone, you got Frankenfoot checking in for another 2 wars to go over. Now this is a weekend war, which is always a bit stressful for me because my weekends are very chaotic and God knows where the heck we're going to be. Just today we've been to a pediatrician and all about and around, so it's hard to sit down and really think critically about war attacks. But I do what I can. I kind of cook my armies, get my clan castle troops ready, and I usually find myself sort of trying to fit an attack around an army rather than fit an attack around a base. But you do what you can. And so when it finally came time for my first attack and I had time, this was the right base to take. We had hit the Town Hall 9s pretty well, so this is the only one that didn't have any stars on it, or the lowest one. There are only 2 left, so I ended up attacking this guy and the one on top of it. But this was the first one I hit. So he's kind of got weak-ish walls, some Town Hall 9 walls floating around, which I like for using Valks. You can bust in easy. I didn't adjust my army too much, so I still used 3 wall breakers to bust in, even though there's plenty of places where I could only use 2. So what's our objectives? Find a good way to get in that doesn't allow, or number 1, find a good way to get in that's not going to let your troops walk around the base, instead go in. Number 2, figure out what to do with the clan castle troops. And number 3, figure out how you're going to deal with the heroes. So I'm lucky. This is not the greatest base design I've ever seen. You've got the heroes and the clan castle right here next to each other. You can't quite draw the clan castle here. In theory, you could do that here by sending a hog or something. But this was the first hit on this base, and so much space here, so much space here. I have no idea if there's Teslas in there or spring traps or what. So there could be a trap waiting for the hogs to pull the troops. I also looked at a few replays, and these guys have a lot of things like minions and balloons and sort of low town hall space things that fly, which are really bad for Valks and bowlers, and which is the exact same thing I put in my clan castle. So 1 hog wouldn't be enough to pull it, and it might take 3, and that's just not something I wanted to invest in this raid in order to get the clan castle troops. So which side do you want to come in on? I always like to come in on sort of a big compartment if I can help it. This side's going to be tough. There's no real big compartment here. Here's a big-ish compartment, but there's not that much in here. And it's kind of a far away journey to get to the queen, so they may bust in here and the Valks may split, and then the queen may knock them out. So it didn't really want to come in from over there. Again, hard to get in the big compartment on this side. So I ultimately decided, well, let's come in on this side. I'm only really getting rid of 2 defenses, but I'm okay with that because both of them are in the back, which means if I bust in here and I've got a golem sitting here, the golem can go straight away and go to one of these, which is well within the range of the clan castle. So the clan castle troops are going to come out when I attack the golem, and I can drop my poisons on them. I have, for whatever reason, I've decided to start dropping rages as soon as I enter that first compartment. I think that's something that I started doing 1 or 2 attacks ago because I really needed something to get in there and do that, but I've just got in my head that that's what I'm supposed to do now. I don't know, it's maybe not the best action to take, but it's something that I've elected to do here. Now the great thing about this base, and this is, sorry, I'm chasing a 10-month-old around who's making chaos happen everywhere he goes. So the thing about this base, lot of buildings to take trash out, or a lot of trash buildings, easy to get things distracted, but he's pushed them so far away, they are not in the range of anything that can attack air. And this is so spread out, I'm not even worried about air bombs being around here because there's no way he can cover the whole base. So what I decided to do is I'm actually going to bring a grand total of 8 minions with me. I'm going to drop them first off on this guy. This guy has got to go because it's a defense. If I drop a golem over here, he's going to wander all the way over there, and then my cover's gone. So this guy's got to go. He's not in the range of anything that can attack air. So I'm going to drop 1 minion over here. And then if there's an air bomb, I'll have another one in the bank I'll drop over here. And then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 minions all the way across. And then as soon as one of these guys finishes up with these, they're going to move to here. And there's still nothing that can attack them. And I really want that thing to go too. So, with only 8 minions, which is the equivalent of 4 wizards, which I normally take that many anyway, I can clear this entire side of the base, meaning I can just jump right in here with reckless abandon. So the plan is to take all these out with minions, keep an extra one just in case there's an air bomb here, because if all else fails, that's got to go. And then once these buildings are clear, I'm going to drop 1 golem in here, and then wall breakers behind them. Got to time it with that mortar. Nothing else splash damage wise can get to that. This expo is out of the range of everything, so this golem's not going to be under too much heat when it breaks in here. But what I'm planning on doing is dropping a golem, then busting in, then dropping another golem behind them, and then sending the Valks and the bowlers and the like. And then they'll move in. I'll drop a rage right here, because I'm thinking they'll bust through that wall maybe. Probably not, because the queen's likely to jump over. But the clan castle troops will be on them right here, and I guess the rage makes me feel better that they're going to wipe out the clan castle troops, because if it's a bunch of air troops, which I fully expect, the only thing that can take them out is the queen. So A, the queen has got to get in there ahead of the bowlers and the Valks, and B, the rage is going to help her wipe through them pretty quick. Anything else I want to say here? Didn't have a whole lot of time to think about this. Again, just had an army. I'm trying to fit the attack with the army rather than trying to fit it to the base, which is not optimal. But I did cook some minions and traded them for some wizards just because that was an easy enough thing to do. And then we'll see how it goes. Alright, so first minion comes down, no air bomb, right over here. In come the rest of them. Oh, and you notice I did not drop a minion here. I didn't talk about that because this is the one building I'm not sure that a minion could get to without taking the heat of that archer tower. So actually, after I drop the first golem, I'm going to drop a wizard right there. And he's just out of range of that cannon, so I should be in good shape. But that building has got to go. And you notice I dropped this minion a little bit too far to the left, so he didn't target this building. He instead targeted this building here. So now I've got a trash building that's in a bad spot, so that's going to come out. And I decided to drop my king on that thing because it's got to go, and the king's just a good to have as an insurance policy, I guess, more than anything else. And so now that thing's gone with no repercussions to any mass troops whatsoever. Minions are taking stuff out, they're just starting to draw in heat, so out comes the golem. Wizard should pop up here. I could have let this minion take out that building, but I decided I didn't have the time for it. Tesla pops up, so I got to move quick. Out comes the queen. Out comes the bowlers. A bunch of flying troops and some skeletons come out of the clan castle. 2 poison spells go down. Poison spells and the queen take care of them. Out comes the Valk, and I've dropped a rage here. And the Valks tear through everything. Bowlers right behind them. And now, somewhere around here, I'm thinking, okay, the Valks are moving in this direction. The next logical step is for them to go in this direction or this direction. So I'm going to drop a heal right here. And what happens? The Valks all completely turn around and decide that they're going to run to the outside of the base. So I pretty much completely wasted this heal. And to make matters worse, I've got the Valks on the outside of the base, rather than going in here and busting into these compartments and taking things out. So I've had this happen enough times that I've still got one more heal that I want to use on my kill squad and not my hogs. So instead of wasting it on the Valks over here, because they're just going to go around taking out these troops, they're not going to stay in any one place long enough to really get a good heal. I'm going to use it over here on these troops over here, because there's a good cluster of troops here and I can heal them pretty well. Oh, I also, like I said, I was going to drop 2 golems, but I had neglected to drop this guy soon enough. So I dropped him and he actually wandered over here till that building went away, and now he's finally started to wander over here. So I was also late on that golem. So I've made 2 mistakes so far in this attack. And so I dropped this heal. Bowlers are getting healed, and then they decide they're going to walk out of the heal too. So that was another just completely wasted heal. So I wasted 2 heals completely on this attack. So, what's going on? We've got Valks here, we've got bowlers that are taking stuff out, but not long for here. Thankfully, I've got my queen in here. She's targeting the clan castle, the town hall, so she can do some damage. Now, if you look at this, I've got all these buildings here. A lot of empty spaces, a lot of space for giant bombs. This is too much for the Hogs to take out by themselves. So what I normally do in a situation like this is the Valks are going to take this building out, then move over here. I'll wait for the Valks to start tanking some of these buildings, and then instead of sprinkling Hogs in, I'm just going to mass dump them all here. They're going to move through the base around here, and I'll pick a good cluster of defenses, maybe somewhere around here, to drop a heal spell to keep them going. And we'll see how that worked out. But that's just too much for the Hogs to take. They can't get through all that. But out come the Hogs. Unfortunately, they got a giant bomb and skeletons coming out, but Valk comes in to take care of them. Drop my last heal spell. They're doing some pretty good damage, but there's just too much. They can't get through all that. My Valks are all but gone. But I've got one golem left. I've got my queen. I've got one Valk. And I had two wizards left. And so what I decided to do was I was going to wait for this golem, because he's at full health, because he's pretty much got hit by nothing. So he's not going to pop anytime soon. So even though he's got 1-2 point defenses on him, he's going to last for a long time. So these wizards, I dropped them here, and they're going to be able to take out a good chunk of these buildings. If I'm lucky, they'll take out these guys here too. And I've still got my queen with her ability over here and a bowler behind her. I just might pull this out. And so Golem's doing a wonderful job tanking, getting a little bit low on health. The wizards are doing a good job of taking anything out, but thankfully they are redirecting. Archer Tower falls. Then the cannon's going to fall. The queen, I've used her ability, taking out these buildings over here. And now if I can just get past the time limit, which is slowly running out, I'm going to take care of this base. And the queen, God bless her, walks around, shoots just far enough, and you can say goodbye to the Air D. Oh, what's wrong, buddy? And that's that attack. So let's go on to the next one. What's the matter, buddy? What's the matter? Ooh, looks like somebody else took it. So let's go find me. Oh, somebody, number 2 had to come down to get me. Ooh. It's a high-powered 10. I guess I should feel honored. Here we go. So 93% 1 star. So I had almost no time to sit and really think about how to attack this base. Not trying to use that as an excuse. That's just a reality. So I didn't have put a whole lot of thought into this, and that's unfortunate because this is kind of a high-powered Town Hall 9, and this is a very well-constructed base. But I was basically sitting outside the pediatrician's office waiting on a flu test, and I got 5 minutes. Let's do it. So how do we want to attack this base? Looking at it now, let's think about our objectives. Objective number 1, do not let the troops get distracted. A lot of trash all around this base. There's not any one side, I think, that's superior for not getting trash. You see what he's done is he's gone and he's put these buildings in the corner here. Those are awful for getting troops distracted. I try to do that same thing in my war base. It's kind of a nasty thing. So these things have got to go. And most of them are in range of some sort of air attacking thing, so I can't use the same trick I used in the last base, where I can just sprinkle a bunch of minions around on the outside. The other thing you'll notice is he has got these Expos here, which if the golems sit there and take damage from that for too long, it's been a bad thing. The golems pop too quickly. They don't do any tanking inside of the base. So you might want to be inclined to drop them from here. But the reason I decided not to do that is that there's only 3 defenses in here. And there's 5 defenses in here. So this is a better first compartment to come in and start taking care of business. And you've got the queen right here. It's kind of a far walk to get to the queen. But all they've got to do is get through these buildings and get in the next compartment. And then as soon as they're in the circle, the queen's going to fire on them. And they're going to redirect to the queen. Same thing's going to happen with the king. As soon as the king's in here, everything's going to redirect and try to take out the king. So I like to use heroes for Valkyrie and bowler attacks to sort of coalesce my troops together to make them walk through the base toward a common goal. So that's a good spot to do it in. You could try to do it here, but again, only 2 defenses and then some high hit point buildings. The other good thing about coming in this direction is you're taking out this X-bow right here. And that X-bow is a high hit point buildings. I've had many a hog attack go wrong because they just land on an X-bow and they just start beating the thing up and the X-bows are ripping them to shreds and the hit points are so high and it's a point defense. And a heal spell doesn't really work very well, so I'm happy to take out this X-bow rather quickly. So that's the plan. That's as far as I got. No good place to draw the clan castle troops, so I'm just going to let the golems bust in here and let them take care of business. Again, I'm going to drop a rage as soon as they bust in. My thinking was it'll help them get through this wall, and then it'll help them take care of the clan castle troops. But again, I'm kind of, in hindsight, I'm thinking that's probably not the best strategy. A rage is probably better suited for a Tesla farm. There's no obvious Tesla farm here, but there's plenty of spaces for giants, bombs, and Teslas around here. We've also got this bomb tower sort of in here, so we want to try to save one of the heals for there. So we're going to have to drop some golems here, drop some wizards to clean up the side. I didn't look to see if I could do any minions. I could have pulled something out, but it just wasn't worth the effort and the time that I had. So golems, wizard, bust in, make sure the queen goes in, Valks go in, bowlers go in, everything goes in. Rage in this first compartment, heal to get us through. Heroes will be gone, this will be gone, and then hopefully they'll push far enough that I'll have enough hogs to get through it all. So here comes the attack. First golem. Oh, I forgot about this. Very important. I dropped that golem precisely here, and I wanted him to direct to this archer tower here. But look at this cannon. I needed him to go to this direction. And as long as that cannon's firing on him, the wizards are free to come in and to take out this building here. If the golem goes just outside of the range of that cannon, that's not going to work. So I tried to drop him exactly here. So he's going to walk on the inside of this building and start beating up on the wall right there. I don't even remember if that worked. Yes, the cannon is aimed for the golem. And I'm trying to be quick because these golems are going to take a lot of heat. Wizards, unfortunately, did not direct to that building. Oh, there he goes. He's going to take it out. So in come the wall breakers. I would have loved to have blown up the wall right there. And then the Valks and everything else could have come in and moved in this direction. But the problem is if I did that, I can't remember why I didn't do that. I had a good reason for not doing that, but it escapes me at the moment. And I think the reason I didn't want to come in there was because of this clan castle here. I was afraid the golems wouldn't redirect and draw the clan castle, and they might come out and spank the Valks. So this is the first attack on this base. I didn't know what's in here, but they've pretty steadily been doing things like baby dragons, balloons, minions. So something's going to just murder Valks. So I've got to get the golems to redirect on the inside. I figured if I blew it up here, they're going to go for this cannon and probably start drawing some troops. So still waiting on my funnel to finish up. I might drop a hero or two over here. Well, I might drop one hero over here to try to start cleaning up these side buildings. And now I got a pretty good funnel. Out comes the king and queen, balloons and minions. So poison spell should go down. They're hitting that Valk pretty hard, or they're hitting the golem. Apparently I'm waiting for my Valks until I'm confident those balloons are gone. The rage went down. Bowlers are taking a lot of damage. I hit a spring trap. That's unfortunate. And in come most of the Valks into the core. And boom, one double bomb. Boom, Teslas, Teslas, Teslas. Drop my heal where I wanted to drop my heal. Giant bomb comes out. And now look at this. Look, Archer Tower, Tesla, Tesla. What is that thing? An Expo. Another Tesla. Cannon. All that is beating up on my Valks on top of giant bombs and all that. I sent them into this core, but I didn't send them in with a great plan. A heal spell cannot help them get through all that fast enough. Even though they're going to sit here and beat up on this wall, they're just going to take too much damage. They're not going to get through it all. And so eventually, all that just adds up, and my Valks just kind of peter out. They just couldn't take it. And I'm out of bowlers, so the attack strategy just didn't work that well. I try another heal spell. The Valks get in, start beating up on the town hall, but it's just not enough. So my Valks are pretty much done. Too much point defense, not enough for the heal spell to take care of. In hindsight, it would have been better to drop a heal spell in here, then a rage in this area here, and then maybe another heal here. And then if everything went in, things would just get slaughtered around here. Some of these point defenses would have gone down, hopefully. Hopefully that would have happened. Because you can't rely on golems to come in and tank for the Valks because they're just too slow. The Valks are going to run careening past them. So that doesn't work. But so I'm rethinking this rage spell in the first compartment. I think that was my undoing. I don't think that did any favors for me. So too much for the Hogs to take. And to make matters worse, I don't have any Valkyries running on the outside of the base to tank. So I do what I can. I drop them all over here. Some stuff tanking over here. The Hogs are going to make their way around this direction. If they can just take out just enough, maybe I can pull it out. But I don't even have the Queen's ability anymore. So the Hogs make their way through. I'm saving a heal spell for somewhere. It's really hard to watch these point defenses just whittle them down and whittle them down. Heal spell's probably going to come down around this region somewhere, I think. I like to drop it in front of the wizard tower so they're leaving the wizard tower with full health. They're going through, not too many defenses left. Then I hit one spring trap. And then the rest just slowly whittle down the Hogs. So the Hogs are doing their best. They just can't get through it all. One wizard tower left, one more spring trap, 2 Hogs with low health, and the mortar shot just does them in. So I got a queen. I dropped 2 wizards behind her. There's just too much base left. The only thing I thought with 1 archer in the bank, if she can take this out, maybe, just maybe, they'll redirect for the town hall or something, which has just got a sliver of health left in it. Maybe they'll take that out and I can at least get 2 stars. But it was in vain. I should have saved a wizard. They instead just keep circling. And eventually I run out of time. Might have been able to do it if I had more time. No, I probably would have been able to do it. All I had was 1 mortar left, but time limit's on there for some reason. Whoever decided to drop that from 3 minutes, 30 seconds back down to 3 has irritated me greatly. But you win some, you lose some. Next wars, I'm hopefully going to have more time to plan. And I'm probably not going to drop a rage spell in that first compartment. I'm going to hold on to that one for just a little bit longer. Don't think that strategy has served me well. I think that's a false preconceived notion I have from my GoWiPing days, to where you drop a rage before the poison spell came out, way back in the day. Remember that? You remember life before a poison spell? Where you drop a rage on the wizards and they'd like try to take out the clan castle troops? That was, man, that feels so long ago. Life before the poison spell. I don't even know. All right, well, that's it for me. I'm going to finish this before my son kills himself. He looks like he's sticking his head underneath the couch or something. Oh, he pulled out a pig nose. That's great. That's great, son. All right, well, Frankenfoot checking out. I'll see you all around.